as stories come in that one of the most famous marriages in the industry has finally reached a point of no return. The hip-hop world is currently at a standstill. We have witnessed T and Tiny endure court cases, public controversies involving, and never-ending rumors. However, the most recent allegations against 50 Cent are said to have driven them over the edge and into a lawyer's office. Shocking rumors that 50 Cent has supposedly leaked a banned tape that reveals things Tiny Harris never intended to see the light of day are circulating on the internet. According to reports, the impact is so disastrous that rumors of divorce papers being signed are going viral on all social media sites. Imagine the King of the South, a guy renowned for his unwavering pride and Southern tenacity, reportedly sobbing uncontrollably as he witnesses the disintegration of his family legacy. According to rumors, 50's most recent action was a deliberate attempt to permanently end the Harris dynasty rather than merely a small jab. There are rumors circulating of heated disputes, emotional altercations, and an entirely split household as a result of these abrupt accusations. Fans are in complete disbelief, wondering whether this is indeed the end for the pair we believed would be together forever. According to sources, 50 Cent is purportedly grinning from the sidelines while T.I. is inconsolable and finding it difficult to comprehend the reports of treachery. Is this the pinnacle of musical retaliation? Was a 20-year marriage truly ended by a single video? We are delving deeply into the accounts of emotional collapse, which has paralyzed the industry. We are dissecting every dramatic aspect of these accusations, from the purported hidden video to the tragic allegations of a final divorce petition. Stay tuned because we are going to talk about a level of turmoil for the Atlanta king and queen that no one could have predicted. The rumors that the unimaginable was finally taking place behind the locked doors of the Harris estate made the streets of Atlanta feel colder than they had ever been. It all began with a single cryptic message from 50 Cent, which swiftly escalated into a barrage of claims asserting that a banned video had been discovered, completely altering the dynamic of T and Tiny's long relationship. There was a lot of anxiety in the air, as rumored websites started to claim that this was not just another short-lived feud but rather a live incident that would soon result in a formal split. We have witnessed this pair weather every storm for years. However, it is said that the nature of these fresh accusations is so destructive and intimate that their home's foundation is crumbling under the burden of. According to insiders, T was absolutely taken aback when the reports initially arose when he was in the middle of a business conference, and the sudden and alarming change in his energy was evident. While his phone was exploding with messages from both friends and adversaries, he reportedly dropped everything and hurried home to face the truth of what was being stated online. According to the story, 50 Cent has apparently been sitting on this film for a while, waiting for the ideal opportunity to attack and maximize his rival's humiliation. The public began to witness a glimpse of Tiny that had been hidden in the past, but was now being used as a weapon to ruin her present as the facts of the purported video gradually came to light. According to reports, T is unable to reconcile the accusations with the woman he has lived with for more than 20 years, since they include a degree of treachery that goes beyond a simple error. The stories show T pacing back and forth in his house, shouting at the walls and demanding answers from the universe about how his private business become a worldwide spectacle. Fans are watching in fear. According to reports, the house that was once a representation of black brilliance and family harmony has turned into a battleground where the only weapons are new regrets and old secrets, as the pair withdrew into a world of suffering that no outsider could really comprehend. Friends of the family reportedly attempted to step in, but were met with a wall of silence. The world is already passing judgment on Tiny based on stories of 50 Cent leaks, and she is reportedly in a state of complete emotional fatigue as she tries to explain her side of the tale. The fact that sources close to the inner circle are using the word divorce for the first time in a way that feels real and permanent adds to the gravity of the situation. According to reports, T feels that he can no longer look at his wife without seeing the pictures that 50 Cent has ingrained in his mind. Therefore, attorneys have already been approached to negotiate the split of assets and the future of the children. Every time a social media feed is refreshed, the tragedy of the scenario is presented in real time, causing more conjecture and heartache for those who followed their trip from the start. Because T has always been viewed as the head of his household and the defender of his family, the industry is in a state of shock. However, it is said that the exact thing he attempted to protect is now destroying him, as the reality of living without Tiny, or with a damaged version of her, begins to set in. There are increasing reports of him crying. It's a moment of unadulterated human agony that has nothing to do with celebrity or album sales, but rather with the loss of a soulmate and a companion. The reports became more intense as the evening wore on, with some saying that the couple was no longer sleeping in the same room and that luggage were already being packed, as the king and queen of the South struggle with the devastation of their public image and their private heart. The house staff is apparently being extremely cautious and attempting to keep quiet. According to reports, Tiny was spotted sitting on the back patio and gazing out into the distance while crying. She reportedly wondered how a man like 50 Cent could have such control over her future. According to the allegations, she feels like a victim of a planned character assassination that has destroyed her marriage and tarnished her legacy as a mother and an entrepreneur. According to reports, her kids are asking her questions that she isn't prepared to respond to, and the strain of keeping a brave front is beginning to break her. In the meantime, it is said that T is confined in his studio not to create music, but to hide from the people who are mocking his suffering and applauding his demise, because marks the end of an era that many believe to be unbreakable. The news that divorce papers are being filed is shocking the community. There are rumors that the conflicts have evolved from loud cries to an eerie silence in which neither party has anything left to say to the other. As T realizes that his opponent has won this round by assaulting the one thing he was unable to protect with the rap verse, the betrayal seems to be coming from all directions. His marriage is only one aspect of the tales of his world falling. Another is the loss of his identity as a man in charge. It is said that he is extremely ashamed and embarrassed about having to enter the industry and confront those who have watched the purportedly illegal video of his wife. Social media reaction is harsh, with individuals picking sides and making jokes about a scenario that is obviously going to change everyone's lives. While some fans are applauding 50 Cent for his ability to reveal the truth, regardless of how unpleasant it may be, others are urging him to put an end to the chaos. Reports of the Harris family's division are intensifying as some family members support Tiny, while others advise T to go in order to save his remaining dignity. The intricacy of the feelings is astounding as we witness a man who was once the epitome of Southern pride turned to tears and hopelessness because to a digital post, with people claiming to have seen things that haven't even been released yet. The story of the prohibited film has taken on a life of its own. Adding to the confusion and false information, according to reports, Tiny's legal team is working non-stop to submit cease and desist letters. But the public has already formed an opinion, and the damage has already been done. As the day fades into a night of complete uncertainty, reports that the divorce is the last remaining choice are making headlines in every major entertainment news outlet. The Harris family is at a fork in the road, with one route leading to an agonizing reunion and the other to an irreversible split that would permanently alter Atlanta royalty. According to reports, T is staring at a pile of documents that symbolize the end of his life as he knows it, and the pen he is holding is supposed to be heavier than anything he has ever handled. The world is waiting for a comment, but as they attempt to comprehend the reports of a betrayal that is too significant to ignore, the Harris camp's silence is currently the loudest thing in the industry. In a world where 50 Cent can ruin a 20-year relationship with a single click, every minute that goes by adds another level of drama and makes viewers question whether love even exists. Even the strongest men have a breaking point, as evidenced by the stories of T sobbing. It appears like 50 Cent has at last discovered the key to shutting everything down. The industry is preparing for the day when the rumors come true and the divorce is formally revealed to a globe that first witnessed it all on the internet. The fallout is just getting started. The atmosphere inside the Harris mansion has changed from one of coziness and luxury to one of a chilly, impersonal courtroom where each word is a piece of evidence and every glance is a verdict. The second round of this drama reportedly started when T finally sat down to see the video that 50 Cent had been making fun of him with for days. According to reports, the response was nothing short of a complete emotional collapse. According to witnesses, the King of the South was heard yelling in exasperation before going into a thick, deep stillness that persisted for hours as the truth of the tales started to sink in. Moments in the purportedly banned tape are believed to contradict every public declaration Tiny has ever made about her commitment, and T is said to have felt alienated in his own home as a result of viewing his wife in such a negative light. Insiders claim that the couple tried to have a quiet discussion in their master suite, but it soon turned into a tearful altercation that the staff and security downstairs could hear. According to reports, Tiny was seen begging her husband to comprehend the context of the video and its age. However, it is said that T was too preoccupied with the worldwide humiliation he was experiencing to pay attention to her justifications. According to the report, T apparently told her that his pride could no longer bear the weight of her secrets, and she reminded him of all the times she stood by him throughout his own public issues. The remarks were purportedly harsh and definitive. Years of shared history, and the idea of splitting up a family with so many kids and business connections add to the emotional turmoil, making the decision even more difficult for them both. As the rumors that the divorce papers are being drafted gather more and more traction, fans are filling the couple's social media accounts with a combination of support and mocking. While some argue that the truth should always be spoken regardless of the repercussions, others point out that 50 Cent is the ultimate villain in this tale for utilizing a woman's past to ruin a man's future. The industry's response is one of pure intrigue, with other well-known rappers and celebrities allegedly divided on whether to support or avoid the poisonous aftermath. According to reports, T has asked his closest game mentors for guidance. However, even they are finding it difficult to find the perfect words to console a man whose entire world music is. being destroyed by a merciless adversary. According to accounts of his breakdown, he is grieving not only a marriage but also a version of himself that he thought was untouchable and well-liked by everyone. He describes his feelings of betrayal as a physical agony that has prevented him from eating or sleeping while he incessantly watches the news to see how much more the world is aware of his personal suffering. According to reports, Tiny is scared of losing the man she has loved for half of her life and feels as though she is stuck in a nightmare, where her history has returned to haunt her in the most visible way possible. According to the sources, she has attempted to contact common friends to serve as mediators, but T is allegedly refusing to talk to anyone who tries to justify her behavior. Children are also being affected by the family strife. They are reportedly asking their parents for the truth about the divorce rumors after seeing the headlines and memes. T is reportedly horrified that his children must have their mother's character questioned by all around the world, which has only made the heartache worse. According to reports, the Harris family is now divided into two camps, with some family members endorsing Tiny and others urging T that he should have a new beginning, free from the burden of these accusations. Because of the extreme tension, security has allegedly had to intervene during several arguments to ensure that the two icons stay civil. Because of the close relationship they have had for decades, there is still a sense of reluctance in the air, despite news that divorce papers are ready. However, it is said that each time 50 Cent shares a new meme or barb, it sets off a fresh outburst of rage in T that pushes him farther away from reconciliation. There have been stories of him sobbing on camera during a private recording session. Some claim he was attempting to use music as a way to express his emotions, but he was unable to complete a single verse without crying. For someone who has always been the epitome of fortitude and poise in the face of hardship, it is a heartbreaking sight. Their economic interests are also being impacted by the rumors surrounding the hidden film, as sponsors and partners are allegedly contacting their reps to inquire about and the stability of the Harris brand. An already precarious situation is made much more stressful by the possibility of losing millions of dollars in deals. According to reports, Tiny fears that this scandal will define her for the rest of her life and that she will never be able to leave the shadow of 50 Cent's labels. While T is allegedly looking at real estate listings for a new location to call home, she is claimed to be spending her nights staring at old family photos and wondering where it all went wrong. According to insiders, the couple has ceased using their wedding rings and is only speaking through their separate solicitors and aides, which makes the reports of the marriage ending more certain. It is said that the house's silence is eerie, as if the walls themselves are lamenting the passing of a love that was once the envy of the music industry. The Harris camp is apparently concentrating on internal damage control, as they attempt to figure out how to negotiate the legal and emotional minefield ahead of them. While the public waits for a confirmation or denial, those who have recently seen T attest to the rumors of his world collapsing, describing him as a shell of his former self with a look of complete defeat in his eyes. 50 Cent is allegedly relishing every moment of the turmoil he has caused by sharing the banned film, and the power balance has dramatically changed. The divorce papers are waiting on the desk to be signed by a man whose heart is allegedly in 1,000 pieces. And the industry is preparing for part 3 of this tale as the rumors of a final public declaration intensify. The Harris family tragedy serves as a warning about the cruelty of the digital era and the power of the past, where no marriage is unbreakable and no secret is protected. As the king and queen of Atlanta get ready to part ways in the most painful and public manner possible, every hour that goes by without a statement just serves to reassure the fans that the reports are real and that an era is indeed coming to an end. Everyone who has ever believed in their love story feels the emotional weight of the reports. And as the globe watches the fallout continue to unfold with no end in sight, the truth of the situation is beginning to sink in. The divorce rumors are now more than just rumors. They are a reflection of a tragedy that has split a family and left a man utterly devastated by the news of a betrayal he never anticipated. The stories of the 50 Cent's digital war continue to dominate every headline and every debate in the music industry. Thus, the early morning hours have not brought any serenity to the Harris estate. According to insiders, this is the final end of an era, as the situation has evolved past the point of debates and into a phase of cold and calculated legal preparation. According to the story, the prohibited video was the last straw for T, who has apparently spent the entire night in a condition of complete emotional seclusion as he realizes that his marriage can no longer withstand the private suffering and the public humiliation of these accusations. According to reports, following a night of introspection that left him persuaded that the trust between him and Tiny has been irreversibly destroyed, the King of the South has now given his legal team the go-ahead to start with the divorce process. Despite his popularity and affluence, the accounts of his breakdown paint a picture of a man who has lost his greatest ally and is now facing an unknown and empty future. Millions of strangers on the internet are still talking about Tiny's alleged extramarital affairs, and she is apparently in a state of despair as she watches her husband distance himself from her. The fact that a man who was once her strongest ally is now spearheading the effort to split their lives and legacies is believed to destroy her. According to reports, the family conflict has gotten to the point where even the couple's closest friends are being compelled to choose sides as everyone in their social circle becomes more aware of the separation. According to the allegation, 50 Cent is purportedly offering commentary from the sidelines while the Harris children watch their parents deal with a tragedy that is being broadcast in real time. Some fans are deeply saddened by the couple's music, while others condemn them for allowing their private affairs to become so poisonous in public, because T and Tiny were viewed as the epitome of a hip-hop power couple who could endure anything. The industry is watching the divorce news with a sense of dread. The rumors of the marriage's dissolution are interpreted as an indication that society is evolving and that even the strongest relationships can no longer resist the strain of character assassination and viral leaks in the digital era. According to accounts, T was spotted in his own vehicle, looking utterly exhausted and defeated. He was seen sobbing as he looked at his phone and heard the world cheering his demise. There is evidence of a complete breakdown everywhere, from the quiet on their social media sites to the claims of them living apart, even though the news of the divorce papers being completed are still unsubstantiated. The main reason for T's current state of dread and misery is allegedly that 50 Cent is not backing down and has even intimated that there is more footage to come. According to the accounts, the Southern monarch believes that a ghost from his wife's past is pursuing him, and he is powerless to defend himself without further undermining his dignity. In order to address the accusations and the divorce claims, Tiny's reps are apparently working on an official statement. However, the delay is creating additional rumors and conjecture to fill the hole. Trolls continue to exploit the allegations that she is a hooker as a weapon, and the psychological effects of that labeling are reportedly driving her to the verge of a complete breakdown. The news of the divorce is the only topic of conversation as the sun rises over Atlanta, and a sense of finality permeates the atmosphere. According to sources, T has informed his inner circle that he is done attempting to salvage a situation that has already been wrecked by his enemy's activities and the reports of betrayal. When the truth or even the perception of the truth is employed as a weapon in a digital conflict, things can change quickly, as evidenced by the tales of his world falling. According to reports, the Harris family is getting ready for a protracted and challenging legal struggle that will probably make headlines for months to come as they attempt to split up their enormous business and find out how to after such a public catastrophe. The music business is forced to question whether the harm caused by the 50 Cent leaks is indeed irreversible or whether there is any way for them to find peace. For many fans, the most unsettling aspect of this narrative is the accounts of T.I. sobbing because they highlight the human cost of a rap fight that went too far and targeted the one thing that shouldn't have been allowed. According to the day's last reports, the Southern King is getting ready to relocate out of his house and into a hotel in order to escape the memories of his previous life with Tiny. A 20-year love story ended because to a video in a series of posts that the world will never forget, and the news of the divorce papers being signed are the last straw. The scenario is completely tragic, and the reports keep depicting a man and a lady stranded in a sea of agony with no way to return to the beach. The Harris dynasty, as we know it, is officially finished, according to rumors that the world is watching, and the consequences will be felt for years to come in Atlanta's streets and beyond, as the reports indicate that the king and queen have lost both their throne and their residence due to a scandal that was as violent as it was public. Each update adds to the misery. The news of the divorce is the last word on a situation that has left everyone stunned, and the memories of their love are now eclipsed by the stories of betrayal and the tears of a man who witnessed his entire world fall apart in an instant. This whole situation has left the entertainment industry in a state of complete disbelief. In the era of viral leaks and cyber warfare, it also serves as a potent reminder of how brittle even the most legendary connections can be. We have followed the devastating accounts of T.I.'s emotional breakdown, the startling claims about Tiny's history made by 50 Cent, and the growing rumors that divorce papers have finally been written to put an end to a 20-year dynasty. However, as this topic continues to make news, we'd want to hear your thoughts on this extraordinary aftermath. After this degree of public humiliation, do you think a marriage can ever fully recover? Or do you believe that the Southern King's divorce reports are the only plausible explanation? Is 50 Cent's targeting of a rival's wife going too far? Or is this simply the new hip-hop feud reality, when nothing is off limits? We would like to know your viewpoint, because your thoughts are what drive the debate in this community. Please leave a comment below and participate. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and enable all notifications right now if you want to keep up with every new development, and make sure you don't miss any breaking news stories on this Harris family dilemma. If you are closely following this topic, please give this video a like and share it on social media to find out what your friends think about the rumors of this renowned couple's possible demise. We appreciate you watching this in-depth look into the most recent drama in the industry, and we'll be right here to provide you with the next update as soon as further information becomes available. Keep checking back, and we'll see you in the upcoming